Hello again and welcome to this week in Year 11 Mathematics at the Noel Baker Academy. We're going to be looking through our usual scan of this week and letting you know what your sons and daughters have been doing, and it's going to be a busy week because this week, as well as doing some subject areas, we're also doing some assessments as well. So our foundation pupils are going to be continuing their work in algebra. So they're going to be looking at solving quadratic equations using graphs. So they're going to take their knowledge of how to draw a quadratic graph and they're going to look at how to solve that, see where it crosses the x-axis, and then they're going to be looking at changing the subject, which is where you start with one letter and move the components of an equation around so you end up with another letter. Our higher pupils are going to be doing some fairly advanced stuff. They're going to be looking at completing the square, which is another technique we use in quadratics, and they're also going to look at solving quadratics again by a third method, that of factorising. And that factorising is what we're going to do as our task for the week. So on the next slide there are a few factorising questions that you might want to have a go at or try out with your son and daughter. So here are 8 factorising questions, starting off with all pluses, and then the second column moving on to some ones with minuses if you want to have a go at that. And on the next slide will be the answers, so feel free to put the video on pause while you have a go at those and try those questions out. Okay, those are the answers, so if you want to check those. Thanks very much for playing, and thank you for joining me this week looking at what's going on in maths. As I was saying earlier, we will be doing assessments at the end of the week, and those assessments are pretty important. They're part of a series of assessments that are going to be used over the coming weeks to assess our Year 11's progress and ultimately for teachers to make an assessed grade. So hopefully our students will be continuing there with their successes, and we'll be able to see that in these assessments. So join us next week, well the week after in fact, because next week's half term, when we'll be looking at what we did in the first week back from the half-term holiday.